Hey everybody, it's Shannon. As some of you already know, I used to live in Dubai. I lived there for the greater part of my 20s, about 7 years. When I meet people and they find out I used to live in Dubai, the first question I get is, what's that like? You know, what was it like? And I usually just say, different. That's it, I'll say it was different. Not because I want to change the subject or anything, but it's more like, okay, if I'm gonna start talking about it, it's gonna open the whole floodgates of like stories and anecdotes and all this other stuff. When people here talk to me about Dubai, they'll ask me like, oh, is it like Vegas on crack? Or me being a woman there, like, did you have to cover your hair? Like, are you allowed to be a woman alone there? Stuff like that. So I did this video to kind of clear up a lot of the misconceptions that people have about living in Dubai and maybe give some advice for people or some heads up things to note for people who are thinking about moving to Dubai. And before we start, I want to remind you that I actually moved back to LA in 2017. So some things have changed since I moved back here, and I'll address those later. First off, the weather situation. Yes, Dubai is a desert. It's hot most of the year. Maybe like December, January, February, it's okay. March, starting to get a little warm. It's very hot, but it's also very humid. A lot of people don't realize that. So if you go outside in the summer, your sunglasses will often fog up. I mean, in about a minute, it'll die down, it'll get better, but that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. And I worked in a media company, so also keep that in mind when you're filming outside. The lenses might fog up. Number two, let's address being female in Dubai. Okay, there's so many people, even really educated people, who get it wrong. They think that, oh, I had to wear a tarha or hijab, cover my hair. No, never. I never had to. I moved there in 2010 and I didn't have to. I think people get it mixed up because in Saudi, it's a bit more conservative. But even now in 2020, I've talked to people in Riyadh and they said, even if you go to Riyadh, you don't have to cover your hair. I could wear whatever I wanted. I mean, there is a dress code, as in like you're not, actually I think you're supposed to wear like at least short sleeves, so maybe this is not really appropriate there, but I could wear like a little like jacket with it and I'll be fine. Or like, you're supposed to wear maybe like knee length. It's like the Mormon dress code, people who go to like BYU. I was raised Mormon, so like it's kind of like that. Like the, knee length shorts or skirts and like must have at least a little bit of sleeve. But to be honest, I didn't really feel it was super enforced. I mean, at the beach you can wear a bikini. In the malls, I saw people wearing like short skirts and stuff and nobody said anything. So for the record, no, women do not have to cover their hair in Dubai. I thought that was obvious, but for the record, no, you don't. I think the misconception comes from people hearing things about Saudi cities and then, it's okay, and then applying them to Dubai or thinking that it applies to Dubai. Number three, the gym issue, exercise. Yes, because Dubai is so hot and humid, a lot of people just join a gym or have a gym in their building. It's not super common to see somebody jogging outside in Dubai, but you'll see it. In Saudi, I went to Jeddah in 2013 and they actually have like separate gyms, like men's gym and women's gym. Dubai, they'll have mostly co-ed gyms or like women only times at the gym or women only gyms. But in Saudi, I remember the gym in my hotel was only for men. And so I was like, should I just go for a jog outside? He was like, no, that would cause a big problem. But that was in 2013. Another thing a lot of people do, I mean, especially in the summer, is mall walkers. Dubai Mall is humongous. You could get a pretty decent workout just walking around Dubai Mall, honestly. I don't know about jogging because of like the safety issue and they polish the floors and stuff, but. Number four, is everybody driving a Bentley or a Maserati or whatever? Yes, there are a lot of nice cars in Dubai and it's very cheap, I think. Not very cheap, but it's cheaper than it is in LA to own and maintain a car. Gas is cheaper than it is here. I mean, like a mini SUV is a crossover and I filled it up for like 20 bucks. So yeah. I feel like car batteries don't last as long in Dubai as they do here, maybe because of the extreme heat. So plan on getting a new battery for your car maybe like every couple years. At least I had to. And since I'm holding a puppy, having a dog in Dubai, it's definitely not like LA where everybody has a dog or almost everybody has a dog, it seems like here. In Dubai, I think it's a bit more difficult because, and don't quote me on this, in Islam, you're not supposed to pray in a room where a dog is. I think there are definitely not as many dog-friendly places in Dubai as there are here in LA, so just keep that in mind. But there are definitely people who have dogs, and I've seen them walking them like in JBR and stuff. Is everybody like super rich? Well, okay. In Dubai, in order to live there, you need to have a job. I mean, you need to have a work visa, unless you're Emirati, like a citizen of the UAE, and the government helps you out. I mean, but the thing is, there are no homeless in Dubai. If you're Emirati, the government would take care of you. and that's a minority of the population. And if you're expat, you can't really live there without a work visa. I mean, you could be on a visit visa and just keep renewing it, but I don't know how long that's really sustainable. You need to have a work visa and like an Emirates ID and things like that. You can buy your own work visa in Dubai. I've heard of it. There's a market for that. I think it was like 15,000 or 20,000 dirhams, but don't quote me on that. I knew some freelancers, like girls who did promo modeling, who would buy their own visa in Dubai. But it's best if you have a company sponsor your visa. And then if you want to do freelance or other stuff on the side, then do that. One of my favorite topics, what is the food like? It's good. In Dubai, you have pretty much every type of food. I mean, you can find those hole-in-the-wall amazing Indian restaurants, and then you can also find like the Ivy and Nobu and Zuma, amazing black cod, by the way. You can find like pretty much anything, and the juices there. They have these like little juice shops where, I mean, I'll try to show a menu here, but they're like 20 or 30 types of juice you can choose and get fresh juices and mixes of fresh juices. My favorite thing, which I have not found in LA anywhere, is a chiku milkshake. So chiku is like a type of fruit. I want to say it looks like a kiwi, but on the inside I think it's like a light brown. But a chiku milkshake is just amazing. And when it comes to cost of food, I would say it's whatever you want it to be. I mean, it depends where you're eating and if you're buying your groceries, depending, where you're buying it from. I mean, there are some grocery stores, like I would go to just Carrefour, which is kind of like the equivalent of, I don't want to say Ralph's, because they also sell like clothes and stuff. I want to say maybe it's like a super Walmart or something, because they have like a section, they'll even sell like souvenirs and like rugs and house stuff. But then they'll also sell like all this fresh food and all the grocery stuff and like the British biscuits, McVitie's, and they sell Vegemite, and there's all types of grocery stores there. And you can get pretty much whatever food you want. The money situation. In Dubai, they use a dirham, UAE dirham. It's pegged to the US dollar, 3.67. So $1 is 3.67 dirhams. When you open a bank account there, you need, I believe, to show your visa, your passport, your Emirates ID. The credit score thing that they have in the US is not really applicable there because they don't use social security numbers. Your ability to borrow is based on your salary. Okay, so when you get a credit card, they have like your salary certificate that your company has to give you. You show that to the bank. They say, okay, here's how much you're allowed to borrow every month. This is your credit limit. And when you leave a job, it doesn't matter if you pay off your credit card every month or whatever. When the bank is notified by your company that you've been terminated or you've left your employment, they freeze your credit card so you can't use it anymore. I mean, you just have to like pay it off so you can leave the country, I guess. Taxes. When I lived in Dubai, we didn't really have taxes per se. I mean, we would pay DEWA bills. DEWA is Department of Electricity and Water Authority, something like that. Your utility bills are gonna be higher than it is for Emiratis, and that's maybe kind of like a tax. Now they have a sales tax of 5% on everything. And the transfer tax when you buy a property is 4%. Property owners must pay a 5% municipal fee. That's like their property tax. Is it safe? Yes, Dubai is super safe. I feel safer in Dubai. I don't want to say safer than I do here, but people don't carry weapons, and I don't think I even saw a fight break out once in my time in Dubai. Are Emiratis friendly, like Emirati citizens? Yes, they're super friendly and super hospitable people. Don't be intimidated by like huge walls around their houses. That's for privacy reasons, but that's normal there. Another thing about Arab hospitality is like it's all about abundance, and they're super generous. My Lebanese friend in LA took me to this restaurant called Carnival in Sherman Oaks. The food is really good, but it's just funny because the way he orders, it's very Arab. Like you order like 10 dishes, and those are just the appetizers. I mean, it's just so much food. So if you go to like an Arabic wedding in Dubai, or any sort of like gathering or whatever, there's so much food. If I'm having a party for 10 people, I would have catering for at least 50, 75, maybe 100 people. Just have a lot of food. A lot of Emiratis that I met there, I mean, they're super friendly. They also kind of keep their private lives private. They don't talk about all their business. Their family business stays in their family. That's the best way I can explain it. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments down below. And if you get a chance to go, I mean, definitely probably get a pretty cheap flight right now. Habkum, love you guys. See you soon. Another little thing about Dubai, contact lenses. I actually didn't wear contacts until after I had moved to Dubai. I'd always just use glasses. I mean, I'm nearsighted. My vision's not that bad, -1, -1.25. So I decided at one point I wanted to try wearing contact lenses. And the thing about Dubai, you can go to these different like optical shops and just tell them you want a sample, and they'll give you samples of contact lenses, and I tried like a ton of brands until I settled on one I liked, AccuView Oasis, the bi-weekly ones. This is not like an ad or anything. These are just the ones that worked best for me. I think because it had a little bit lower water content, so it wouldn't dry out as fast. Once you know what contacts you like, just go to the optical shop and say you want this brand, this strength, and they'll sell it to you. It's not like here where you need a prescription or anything. No PDA allowed, like no kissing in public, except for, I mean, it's kind of ironic because in LA, you know, in the US we hug somebody, whereas there you do the cheek kiss thing, like the on each kiss. And some people do it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. You do kiss in public, but not the kiss. Like when I came back to LA, I remember like kind of blushing when I'd see couples kissing because I wasn't used to it. In Dubai, there's no PDA. You can hold hands, but that's the extent of it. When it comes to strangers, okay, and this might sound a little weird, but I learned to not smile at strangers when I was there. In the US, as you know, it's normal to be like, oh hey, or you know, just smile or say good morning to a stranger. Whereas there, no. I've heard other people say that they do it and it's fine. Maybe as a woman in her 20s, I don't really know what the issue was, but I would smile. And then guys would like come up to me and be like, yes? I'm like, oh no, like I don't need, you know, I don't need anything. I was just saying hi. But for them, I guess they thought it was like some sort of like an overture. Yeah. I don't want to say it made me like mean to strangers. I was just, you know, I started to be like, okay, like, you know, look at my phone or look away, you know.